Hi everyone, welcome back to the Virtual Pub Quiz channel and another specialist quiz, and today it is the third Harry Potter book today. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, as we work our way through the books. If you've not played one of these specialist quizzes before, so the Harry Potter ones, we're focusing on things that you'll only find in the books that you won't find in the films. So these are for people who have read the books and a bit like me, who have sort of been a bit disappointed that some of the things weren't translated into the films. Obviously understand that the films had to be a certain length, but I still feel there were some things that were missing. So that's what we've done, taken 10 questions out of it. And if you've never played one of these before, you don't need any fancy apps or anything like that. All you need is a pen and a bit of paper. What we'll do is I'll ask you the 10 questions, tell you when to pause the video, and then we'll give you the answers at the end. And the great thing is, you can, if you need more time with any of the questions, if you feel they're going a bit too quick on one of these, you can sort of pause in between because it's all pre-recorded. So let's get into this then. I've got 10 questions. Let's make sure I get them up. There we go. I've got 10 questions for you from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, starting with question number 1. So what did Ron use to try and contact Harry when he was staying at Privet Drive? So what did Ron use to try and contact Harry at Privet Drive? So number 2. What name does Harry give to the conductor of the night bus in the book? So what name does Harry give to the conductor of the night bus? Number 3, who helped Harry, Ron and Hermione find the North Tower for their first divination class? So who helped Harry, Ron and Hermione find the North Tower for their first divination class? Number 4, who did Harry and Ron have to help with their potion preparation? One had to cut things up and the other one had to do something. I can't remember off the top of my head. So who did Harry and Ron have to help with their potion preparation? And number 5, whose pet rabbit was killed by a fox? So whose pet rabbit was killed by a fox? Number 6. Oh, apologies for, there we go. Number 6. Who is the new captain and seeker of the Hufflepuff Quidditch team? So we're introduced to this person for the first time in The Prisoner of Azkaban, ahead of when he's introduced in the films. So who is the new captain and seeker of the Hufflepuff Quidditch team? Number 7, and another character we're introduced to quite early, ahead of the films. Who was who were we introduced to for the first time ahead of the films as Ravenclaw's seeker? So who are we introduced to for the first time ahead of the films as Ravenclaw's seeker? So there's 2 main characters that we're introduced to quite early on in the books. Number 8, who wrote down the whole week's passwords for Gryffindor Tower that allowed Sirius Black to break in? So who wrote down the whole week's passwords for Gryffindor Tower that allowed Sirius Black to break in? Number 9, what did Gryffindor finally manage to achieve at the 3rd time of asking with Harry on the team? So what did Gryffindor finally manage to achieve at the third time of asking with Harry on the team? And finally, number 10. Which subject did Hermione drop at the end of the year as she couldn't stand using the time turner anymore? So which subject did Hermione drop at the end of the year as she couldn't stand using the time turner anymore? Put my phone on silent now. So that's your 10 questions on Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So all you need to do, if you need some more time to put your answers together before we tell you what they are, you just need to pause the video now. Okay, hopefully you're ready for your 10 answers to see how you got on with Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Let's go through them then, starting with number 1. So what did Ron use to try and contact Harry at Privet Drive? It was the telephone. Because he was from a magical family, he really didn't understand how it worked. Number 2, what name does Harry give to the conductor of the night bus? That's Neville Longbottom. So Stan Shumpike asks him what his name is, and he says he's Neville Longbottom. In the films, he says, I never gave you, I didn't tell you. Number 3, who helped Harry, Ron and Hermione find the North Tower for their first divination class? It was Sir Cadogan. He was in the pictures and they raced after him. Number 4, who did Harry and Ron have to help with their potion preparation? It was Draco Malfoy. It was after he'd had his arm in a sling, after he had the fight with Buckbeak, or Buckbeak beat him up, whichever way you want to look at it. Number 5, whose pet rabbit was killed by a fox? It was Lavender Brown. And number 6, who is the new captain and seeker of Who is the new captain and seeker of the Hufflepuff Quidditch team? It was Cedric Diggory. So we're introduced to him in the Prisoner of Azkaban before he's introduced in the Goblet of Fire. Number 7, who else are we introduced for the first time ahead of the films as Ravenclaw Seeker? That was Cho Chang. Now, I've not gone forward in the films, but I'm pretty sure it's never revealed that she's a Seeker. I might be wrong on that. Number 8, who wrote down the whole week's passwords for Gryffindor Tower that allowed Sirius Black to break in? It was Neville Longbottom. Number 9, what did Gryffindor finally manage to achieve at the third time of asking with Harry on the team? They finally won the Quidditch Cup. And number 10, which subject did Hermione drop at the end of the year as she couldn't stand using the time turner again? It was, of course, Muggle Studies. That's your quiz for today. That is it. That's your 10 questions. How have you got on? Let us know in the comments below or over on our Facebook page and the rest of the social media. As always, the hashtag is on screen now. So yeah, let us know how you got on. We'll be back next week with these Harry Potter ones with the Goblet of Fire. Now, the books have get a lot bigger from the Goblet of Fire, so I may increase the questions because there's a lot missing from the films, but I haven't quite decided yet. So I'll have a look at that during the week and see if that's something I might put some more questions in. Let us know. Would you like more questions for the rest of the books? Because obviously the last 4 books are a lot bigger than the first 3. But yeah, let me know as well across social media and in the comments below. Other than that, thank you very much as always for your continued support and playing along. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Take care.